Klopp tried to buy players, I understand that. Again, we all live on social media, and it's our job to be involved.
Yeah.
It's all come back to FSG again now, hasn't it? You know, are they ambitious enough? If Klopp's identified Brandt, and Liverpool think he's worth 20, could they've gone, you know what, 40 million, we'll have him off you now? Because you say Klopp tried, and you get it. There's a school of thought that Liverpool didn't try enough, because everyone's got a price.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
No, you know what? Like, if people keep coming back to this, I don't care how much players cost, really.
Yeah,
there is part. Actually, maybe I'm an exception to that to some extent. Maybe I'm lying. I like that the club have got an ethos, and I like the fact that we won't be held to ransom. But I think there's a balance, and it's a very fine balance. I think we've gotten it reasonably well in the last few years. We're not playing ludicrous money. People playing hardball. We're getting players for lower than they're valued. We're selling players for what we value them at, etc., etc. But it's exactly that. Is that I would like a world where if we've got the money, if we've got money to be competitive,
we made a profit in the summer.
Exactly. You know why? Just do it. Just fucking make it fucking happen. And yeah, again, there's no evidence to suggest that really though, because we're looking at it, we're reading what Klopp's saying when he's saying tried and it's frustrating and blah blah blah. We're reading that as he's frustrated because the club's not doing by spending all this money, whereas he's just frustrated because that's the nature of the window.
I'd love to. You know what? Klopp thinks Brandt makes Liverpool better. There's money in the pot. You know what? There's 40 million there to spend. We think he's worth 25. And again, it's only 15 million quid, which is a mad thing to say. But I get that point. But, John, the top 6, no one bought anyone. The only person that's come in is Jesus has come to City, but that was a deal that was already done. So it's not like we're basically, it's status quo. And that means Liverpool are battling, probably no longer for the league because of what's gone recently, but who knows. But we're battling around that. There's 6 good teams and we're in that mix and nothing's changed. Does that give you heart that, for example, Spurs didn't go, you know what, it's bang 20 million, or United have gone, you know what, we're 6th, we think we can get, we think we're better than Liverpool. If we go and buy that one extra lad, we might get it. Does it give you heart that, you know what, everyone's, it's
we should take heart that no one went and spent 40 or 50 million pound on Brandt and Pulisic.
Yeah, but no, it's basically status quo.
You know,
unless Jesus is as good as I think he might be.
No, we've definitely got to take half from it, and you know, like, I think people forget, like, you know, if you look down the league, a lot of people, the league this year, you know, at the top and the bottom is very tight. You know, there's so few points between teams, you know, being in the top half of the table and the bottom half. A lot of teams, even with all the money in the league, won't want to sell like what they regard as their prize assets to us in the top 6, not like little mini league. But it's the same abroad as well. You know, Dortmund just tied Pulisic down to a mad new deal. Leverkusen are doing quite well in the Champions League. They don't need to sell Brandt to us for anything we ask. So it was good that other teams didn't do it, because I think then there's more pressure on the club to do stuff. I also think
keep up with the Joneses kind of thing that Spurs can do.
I also think as well, to some extent, it's a similar thing with Sacco. I think if Sacco had gone for 20 million, like what you're saying, we made a profit in the summer, and if we'd made 20 million on him and the 3 or whatever million it was on Alori, I think then there would have been questions, because they would have said, you've lost 2 members of your squad, even if they weren't going to play. You've made best part of 24 mil on them. You've already had 9 million. Where's the money coming? Like, when's it going to get spent? So I think there's that. So him going on loan in a way I think kind of alleviates that a bit. But
it's probably just worth looking at it, because we never know. My suspicion is, and I keep coming back to this, we don't think 1 year at a time anymore. We're thinking 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, because we're able to do that, because we've put this structure in place.
Yes, and maybe as fans, we're all desperate for this league, aren't we? Maybe it is that it's all short term.
But I just look at it and I think, you're right, the Sacco stuff makes me. But let's look at it in the hypothetics of, let's say we had £11 million left over from the window, because that's roughly what we offered Pulisic in the summer, and then you look at a 30 million for Sacco, and probably another 5 or 6 that we've made in a general sense from loans and the bits and pieces that we've got rid of. That goes into the fighting fund, and I probably think they've probably got it all structured out where they go, here's our 5 targets for the summer, and if I go big on Brandt now, yeah, we'll have him for 6 months, but that means I'm going to struggle to finance 1 or half. You know what I mean? It means that there's this one guy that no one knows I'm banging for in the summer, and I'm gonna have to draw that transfer out for fucking 6 months trying to knock them down when we could just go out there and get the business
I think
done.
FSG, I don't know you, Jamie, I think they need a big summer.
Yeah.
This summer, I think everyone get, you know, things have, they have spent big in the past, you know, they have spent money but a lot of time they've sold as well to get it. I mean, for as much as you spend 35 million quid on X player, you've sold Suarez, so you can afford to buy Benteke. You've sold Torres, so you can afford to get Carroll. You know, it kind of balances. I'm not saying they will, or they should. I think they should. If they want to really, you know, appease everyone and really go big,
They need to.
at some stage you've got to make a loss in order to make the profit. And I think this summer they need to, you know, we're not messing around anymore, lads. Jurgen's had a year. He's building his ethos. Now, bang, here's the cherry on top.
I apologize, I know you've asked Jamie. I just had an analogy
That's
that came to mind. I was thinking about I had a barbecue, and you might go to the Aldi to get some ale, and you can get those a crate of those like little stubby beers for like a £5.
French ones.
Beer door or whatever, and they taste like piss. But you've bought 20 beers there, so you know that you're not the host. That fucking people turn up and there's no beer to drink. Whereas for the same price, you might be able to get 4 cans of fucking really nice stuff that you sip and you enjoy, and you actually feel like a better person. You don't feel hideous guilt and shame for having just basically put fucking carbonated piss into your mouth. And that's where we're at. I think we've done. I think last summer was a bit. We've been voluminous, haven't we, for a number of years, and we have tried to buy something big. But hopefully this summer, I think you're right, is that. We've been saying this for like 3 years now, but hopefully it's about 2 really fucking brilliant players, and then 1 or 2 others just to plug a few gaps, rather than we need 7 positions to fill and whatever. Sorry, Jamie, I like my analogies.
There you go. It was a good note.
Anyway,
FSG money.
yeah,
Spend it.
it's vital that we get in the Champions League. That I think they'll be thinking as soon as we get into the Champions League, none of this 4th place, then we go through qualifying. If we're straight into that group stage, and they know since May up until the end of August, they need to spend money. They need to pull the finger out and they need to go and buy this and that and that.
Because we done it last time and it basically fucked it.
Yeah, they've got the experience of when we had that one season in the Champions League a few years back, and that
we
went
did that
to
on the back of
shit.
selling Suarez.
Exactly,
yeah. So
this is where we need to go big.
just pull the fingers out, buy all these players that we need, and fucking have a good fucking go at the Champions League as well as the league.
But just on the top line point on it though, Steve, because I've seen it's coming out again, and some of it came out of that fan cam that we did the other week with DJ Selector Skills. I've seen a lot more people copping up with this FSG out stuff, and I have an opinion on it, and I spoke to people who said, can I use that? And I said, look, don't think that's a Redmen opinion. Me and Chris don't believe that. Maybe the people who come into this build, maybe some people do believe we need different owners. I still would maintain that unless look at the options. I think some people are maybe again slightly too young at times. They don't remember what it was really like under Hicks and Gillette, and maybe you weren't totally into it. But I was there. I was going to protests. You know, and I remember what it was like. I remember having the manager we had a world-class manager who couldn't focus on managing the best squad we'd had in fucking years, and some of the best players we'd ever had because of all this shit. So, beware. Beware what you wish for, and the grass is always greener.
I'm not after new owners. I just think these lot now. We're at a stage now where Liverpool have established themselves as between the 4th and 6th biggest club in England. Not biggest. Best in terms of ability at the moment, in terms of squad. Are they happy with that? And if they are, if they are, we're not happy.
Yeah,
exactly. We need to win. We've won 1 trophy in 10 years, and I get
it's
now it's time, Paul. I think they need to go. You know what? Klopp thinks that Brand or Pulisic or insert play here will make Liverpool go from 4th to 1st. That's worth us going 40 million quid.
Yeah.